Welcome to the Daily Globe. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The FIFA World Cup is more than just a tournament. It's a global celebration that unites billions of people from every corner of the planet. Every 4 years, the world comes together, setting aside differences to share in the drama, the passion, and the hope that only football can inspire. Streets fill with color, stadiums pulse with energy, and for a few magical weeks, the world speaks one language, the language of the beautiful game. The 2026 edition was set to be America's crowning moment, a chance to showcase its cities, its culture, and its love for the sport on the grandest stage. Anticipation was sky high, with fans and officials preparing for a tournament that promised to be bigger and bolder than ever before. But on October 20th, 2025, that dream was shattered in an instant. In a move that stunned the world and defied all expectations, FIFA stripped the United States of its co-hosting rights, awarding the entire tournament to Canada. The announcement came without warning, catching even seasoned insiders off guard and sending shockwaves through the global football community. The news sent ripples of disbelief through governments, fans, and sponsors alike. U.S. stadiums, once destined to be filled with roaring crowds, now stood silent, monuments to a lost opportunity. For many it felt as if years of planning, investment, and dreams had been swept away overnight, leaving ambitions in ruins and a nation in shock. This isn't just a logistical bombshell, it's a geopolitical earthquake. The decision was the result of months of rising tensions, behind-the-scenes negotiations, and ultimately, failed diplomacy. The fallout reached far beyond the pitch, straining alliances and igniting fierce debate at the highest levels of government. What could possibly have led to such an unprecedented decision? How did a tournament meant to unite become a flashpoint for division and controversy? It's a story of political brinkmanship, security fears, and a high-stakes power play that has redrawn the map of world football. The events that unfolded behind closed doors would change the course of the sport and international relations forever. As we unravel the dramatic events behind this historic moment, we reveal a cautionary tale of how politics and sport can collide, with epic consequences. The world watched in disbelief, and the story was only just beginning. The journey began in 2018 when Canada, Mexico, and the US won the right to co-host the biggest World Cup ever. The US was to be the anchor, hosting most matches and the final, with cities investing billions in preparation. For years, the partnership seemed strong. But cracks appeared as U.S. political rhetoric intensified in 2025. Immigration policies and safety concerns clashed with FIFA's vision of an open global event. Relocated matches and tense public statements signaled growing friction. FIFA's confidence wavered and contingency plans became urgent. By the final months, the united front had fractured, with both sides trading public shots. The stage was set for a dramatic showdown that would upend the tournament's future. The breaking point arrived suddenly, but in hindsight, it had been building for months. Tensions between the US government and FIFA had simmered beneath the surface, but everything changed when the US government imposed sweeping, non-negotiable security protocols. These new measures included strict travel restrictions for certain fans, with entire groups from specific countries being denied entry. Airports became scenes of confusion and frustration, as hopeful supporters were turned away at the last minute, their dreams dashed. For FIFA, this was more than just a policy dispute. It struck at the heart of their mission, the principle of universal access. The organization saw the move as a direct violation of the hosting agreement, which guaranteed that fans from all over the world could attend. In Zurich, an emergency meeting was called. President Gianni Infantino faced a divided boardroom, presenting two stark options. Either accept a compromise tournament in the US, with limited access and mounting controversy, or make a bold pivot to a new host, Canada. Canada, having quietly prepared for such a possibility, was ready to step in. Their stadiums were available, their government eager, and their promise of open access aligned perfectly with FIFA's values. The decision was made swiftly. In a matter of hours, FIFA's leadership voted to move the tournament north, setting off a chain reaction that would reverberate around the world. FIFA's terse announcement was broadcast globally. The United States could no longer guarantee an inclusive World Cup, and the hosting rights were officially revoked. The news hit Washington like a thunderbolt. The White House was thrown into chaos, with officials scrambling to respond as protesters gathered outside and the media swarmed for comment. President Trump, visibly furious, took to the podium and social media, denouncing FIFA's decision as a betrayal and an affront to American sovereignty. His words only fueled the fire. Accusations of political bias and international meddling flew back and forth. What had once been a celebrated partnership between FIFA and the US quickly devolved into a bitter, public feud, with both sides digging in their heels. The final whistle had blown, not just on the US's World Cup hosting dreams, but on decades of cooperation between FIFA and American soccer officials. The relationship was left in tatters. What followed was unprecedented, a diplomatic and legal battle that would drag on for months, with lawsuits, negotiations, and international pressure mounting on both sides. Around the globe, fans and officials watched in disbelief as the unthinkable became reality. The world of football had changed overnight, and no one knew what would come next. For Canada, this is both a daunting challenge and a historic opportunity. Suddenly responsible for the entire tournament, Prime Minister Mark Carney assured the world, "Canada is ready." Cities like Montreal and Edmonton are being fast-tracked as new hosts, with a nationwide scramble to prepare. The government has pledged full support, launching a federal task force to coordinate logistics, security, and stadium upgrades. Canada must now compress years of planning into just months. The nation is seizing its chance to shine, stepping out of America's shadow to welcome the world. But the risks are huge, costs will soar, and smaller cities face immense pressure. Canadians are proud but anxious, knowing the world is watching their every move. Success or failure will define Canada's global reputation for years to come. The economic fallout is massive. US cities lose billions in projected revenue, with stadiums and local businesses facing financial disaster. Ticket sales are in chaos, US tickets refunded, Canadian tickets skyrocketing in value. Canada gains a tourism and investment windfall, but at the risk of huge public spending and cost overruns. Economists are split. Is this a stimulus or a looming boondoggle? American sponsors, blindsided, are scrambling to salvage marketing plans and threatening legal action. The commercial relationship between FIFA and the US is badly damaged. FIFA may have solved a political crisis, but it's created a commercial one that could haunt it for years. The financial aftershocks will be felt on both sides of the border. The political fallout is immediate and intense. In the US, anger and humiliation dominate, with politicians blaming FIFA and the administration for losing the World Cup. Fans feel betrayed, flooding social media with outrage and organizing protests. National pride has turned to resentment and finger-pointing. In Canada, the mood is euphoric. Prime Minister Carney is hailed for his diplomacy, and the nation unites behind the challenge. Canadians embrace the spotlight, proud to host the world, even as concerns about costs linger. The contrast is stark. One nation reels from a broken promise, the other seizes an unexpected triumph. The story has become a tale of two countries, one wounded, one rising. The world is watching how each responds. Experts across the globe are calling FIFA's move a bold and unprecedented assertion of its independence. In a world where sports and politics often collide, this decision has sent shockwaves through both the footballing community and international relations. Analysts agree. FIFA has drawn a clear line in the sand, signaling that it will not be swayed by even the most powerful nations. Dr. Simon Chadwick, a leading voice in sports business, describes the move as the ultimate power play. FIFA, flexing its muscles and proving it's bigger than any single country, even the United States. He points out that this is not just about football, but about who truly holds influence in the global game. Political analysts are quick to note that the White House may have miscalculated, believing FIFA would eventually bow to American pressure. Instead, the organization has shown a willingness to risk diplomatic friction to uphold its own principles. At the heart of FIFA's stance is its core value: universal access for fans regardless of borders or politics. By standing firm, FIFA is sending a message that the World Cup belongs to the world, not just to a select few. Former US star Alexi Lalas calls the decision a gut punch for American soccer, but he's quick to add that the World Cup will endure. He emphasizes that while the tournament's legacy is secure, the relationship between the US and FIFA will need careful rebuilding in the years ahead. Security experts are raising red flags, warning that Canada now faces a monumental challenge. With multiple venues spread across thousands of kilometers, the scale of security planning required is unlike anything the country has ever attempted. The timeline is the real enemy. With construction deadlines looming and no margin for error, every day counts. Organizers are under immense pressure to deliver world-class facilities on time, to ensure safety Canada must coordinate closely with international partners, including the US. Despite recent tensions, security cooperation will be critical, requiring unprecedented levels of trust and communication. The stakes could not be higher. With the world's eyes on Canada, every decision and every detail will be scrutinized. Success or failure will shape the nation's reputation for years to come. FIFA's gamble is more than just a headline. It could fundamentally reshape the future of global sport, setting new precedents for how international tournaments are awarded and managed. In the coming months, every player, from government officials to stadium workers, will be tested in this high-stakes drama. The world is watching, and the outcome will echo far beyond the final whistle. The global football community is reeling. Mexico, the original co-host, quietly welcomes its unchanged role, while Europe expresses support for Canada but worries about the precedent set. Teams and fans worldwide scramble to adjust travel and plans, facing logistical nightmares and financial losses. Refunds help, but don't cover non-refundable costs. Frustration is widespread. Smaller nations see this as a victory for football's core values, a sign that no country is above the game. The power dynamics within FIFA have shifted, emboldening many and unsettling the sports giants. This decision has fundamentally changed the landscape of world football. The ripple effects will be felt for years to come. The story is far from over. Canada faces a race against time to deliver a successful World Cup, with every move under global scrutiny. The US prepares legal challenges and a period of soul-searching about its place in world sport. FIFA must manage the fallout, support Canada, and defend its authority. The world is watching to see if this gamble pays off or backfires spectacularly. The beautiful game has been thrown into beautiful chaos. As the saga unfolds, one thing is certain: the eyes of the world will remain fixed on North America. Stay tuned as this extraordinary story continues to evolve.